questions back up. Okay, so we now are officially recording, and as I told you, I want you to take this time to introduce yourself to not the old Cobra fans, not people who've been around for a while, but the newbies. What would you say to them?
What's up, yo? It's Josh Saunders. You might know me as KINGCOBRAJFS, got the King Cobra. Yo, I'm a 29-year-old going on 30 next year. I'm an adult with Asperger's. I was not properly diagnosed until I was 13. It was something that was just unheard of. You might hear a lot of shit about me, but I'm actually a pretty chill dude. I'm the kind of guy you could have a beer with and just kick it, you know. We're here chilling out with Robbie, doing a badass interview. Yeah, buddy.
Well, all right. Well, see, with that, talking about, how old you are, that was actually pretty cool. I wasn't expecting you to do that because of, like I explained, the type of video we're doing. So, the first thing I wanted to start off with is I want you, and it doesn't have to be long or anything. Tell me about young Josh. What were like some of your hopes and dreams, things you wanted to accomplish, maybe some hobbies, something along those lines?
My hobbies growing up, like I said, guitar playing. I got into that when I was in junior high. Busted my ass on a paper route in North Dakota. Fridays were the worst, dude. Shopper Fridays. Papers were like this fucking thick, dude. And I had like 56 of them bastards to deliver.
Damn.
Trudging snow and all kinds of shit to make it happen.
That's not. Well, I guess maybe it's just the day and age we live in where we don't really have paper boys in general. That's just not really a job I expected you to have. That's kind of cool to hear. But when exactly? And I know this has come up here recently, and I don't really want to touch on what's come up recently, but I want to ask you about your magic because I know you started doing stuff like making wands and got interested in magic with Harry Potter, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, so when was it exactly that you personally found out that that you had the inclination for it? And is it something that's special to just you, or is it something that extends past you into your family?
It's just me and my just me, not my family. I feel like a lot of people have this ability. Some are more gifted with it than others. When I was a kid, my reading skills were horrible. And my mom and dad would read Harry Potter to me before going to bed, and I'd start reading it myself, and that's what got me into reading. And because of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter, my reading went up to a college level by the time I was a junior in high school.
I can feel that. See, I used to read a lot. It kind of breaks my heart that I don't anymore, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but books just don't interest me the same. I know it's kind of, like, it's along those same lines, not really magic-based, but did you ever read the series of Unfortunate Events?
I did not.
Missing out. It's a fun series, but sorry to get sidetracked. Anyways, on the subject of that, do you remember the first wand you ever made?
Yes, I do, and I still have it.
What is it? Can I see it?
Yes, it's a crystal scepter that I made. Back when I lived in Valley City, North Dakota. I've had to fix it and repair it a couple times, but it's still here. I still got it.
Damn, and when exactly did you do that? Because that has to be at least over 10 years old.
My first one I made when I was in junior high, early high school. So yeah, this thing's over 10 years old.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, Josh. But,
like the crystals popped out, I've had to re-glue it several times, you know. Yeah, buddy.
No, I think that's kind of wild. I'm kind of a collector myself, and to have something that's over 10 years old, that's got to feel like I can only imagine.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty much been with you through most of your life at this point.
Yep, there's a bit of a nostalgia with that one. The one I made more recently, ooh-wee, this big motherfucker right here.
What the Oh, is that the staff you're working on?
Oh, nope, that's the scepter I made a long time ago. Yeah, you're good. This is a scepter I made a long time ago. I think this one's at least a couple years old. But yeah, that's real quartz too. I made this one here in town.
Well, there's a shop you go to, right? I remember in one of the documentary videos that was done about you, y'all went into a, actually, what was that? It's a party, or Cobra's here now, it's a party.
Yeah, the Wonder Gift Shop. I love it.
That's it, yeah. So when did you find, well, okay, before I get ahead of myself, because that's Casper, and you went to two different high schools, so you lived in, you said Missouri before Casper?
Nope, Valley City, North Dakota.
North Dakota. My apologies. It's kind of late. So going to two different schools, I imagine you've had some pretty interesting experiences, or one or the other.
Yeah.
What are some of like the major events you remember from high school? It could be either one, or if you just want to take some time to kind of talk about both, go ahead.
Um, well, one of the biggest experiences I remember going to Valley City High School was I did, in fact, get bullied pretty badly, and when I confronted staff about it, they wouldn't do anything until I fought back, and then they stepped in and said, okay, Josh, that's too far. I never got in trouble for finishing it at home as long as I didn't start it. But,
I can honestly say my dad was the same way.
hell yeah, man.
No, it's kind of one of the things that I feel like things are kind of weird in this day and age, and I feel like a lot of reasons is because either people won't fight, or they're not exactly sure what they're fighting for. I don't know. I remember things being simple when we were kids, and now here we are grown ass men, and it's like, dude, everything's crazy.
Right?
But to cope with the craziness of it all, we all have our vices. Me personally, I'm a smoker. You saw on the last time we talked, I drink a little bit. For the fans, of course, I have to go ahead and throw this out there. Your boy mixed up some Cobra Mist, and it was a lot better than I expected. I have to be 100% honest with that. But anyways, back to the main subject at hand. Do you remember when it was you started dabbling in things like vices, whether that be smoking, drinking, what have you? Do you remember like what it was that got you into it? Like maybe you went to a party or something, or was it like? Because I remember I wasn't a smoker when I was a kid, but I was that guy who was like, yeah, I drink a little bit, so I'll take a cigarette then. What was your experiences like?
Well, I grew up around smokers. My grandparents, who have since quit smoking, that got me into it, I guess, just nostalgic purposes, I guess. What got me into drinking, I guess, was just watching all the other adults drink. And, like, I can remember this one time in Valley City, North Dakota, I drank a shit ton of my parents' Bacardi, and then went to the teen center for a dance and got I was hellaciously drunk, dude.
Ooh.
And, dude, I started grinding and dancing like a male stripper, and all the chicks in my high school were coming up and grinding up against me like, go Saunders, go Saunders, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, AC/DC came on, started playing air guitar and getting into it. And then, like, I got into a fight with this kid, kicked his ass, and then got out of a ticket from a cop, which was pretty badass.
God damn, how old were you?
Early teens. I didn't get caught till Christmas that year when my parents went to go make Tom and Jerry's, and they're like, Josh, you're not old enough to drink this shit.
Yeah. I can't really say a whole lot. I got into my fair share of drinking when I was younger. But, so, if you started doing that when you were in your younger teens, it's probably safe to say that you were a handful when you were younger, right?
Oh, yes, I was.
When exactly, and I don't know if this has any correlation, I'm just assuming because you're getting older and you're starting to find yourself, when it was exactly that you got into the gothic subculture, and what was it that made its impression on you that's lasted to this day?
Be honest, when I was in junior high, I was looking up ghost videos on Google Video back in the day before we had YouTube.
Right.
And I stumbled across Cradle of Filth, Her Ghost in the Fog. I started listening to it, and ever since then I've been goth. I like the style of the music and the way they were all looking and stuff.
Hell yeah.
It spoke to me.
Well, this is just a personal question. It's still along the same lines, but I've been curious.
Yeah,
You got that in the video. I remember that.
Cradle of Filth tattoo, freaking Aussie knuckles, yeah.
Well, this might be a dumb question because I know you stream a lot, so I mean, I imagine it would be hard to do so. But why don't you do the extra stuff, the face paint and all that? Again, personal question, just curious.
I don't have face paint. If I have like goth eyeliner, I'll put that on, and occasionally I'll put on some like black lipstick. But that's as far as it goes. I would
Okay.
put face paint on, but it takes for fucking ever to put on. And then when you sweat, it just starts running down your face, and it's like, ugh. Summertime is not kind to us goths, I'll tell you that.
Uh, Anecdote about myself. I was a juggalo when I was a kid, so I know face paint pretty fucking well. I get exactly what you're saying. Well, when was it exactly that the collar came into play? Was that something that started in school, or was that something that happened after you graduated?
That started when I was in school. I can remember going to Hot Topic and buying my first spike collar and just wearing it, and then like it graduated from there. Pretty soon I started wearing all black and all kinds of shit like that.
All right. Well, I want to take this into a kind of fun direction because I had a conversation with someone I know a little bit ago about the Gothic subculture because when I was younger, I wanted to be a part of it myself. But see, I went to school about the time that the emo thing was starting to become popular, right?
Right.
So my question to you is, do you feel like, and I'm not asking about you personally, I'm talking about as a generalization, do you feel like the Gothic subculture is dead? Or not dead per se, but have been replaced with these, it's emo and then scene, and please elaborate.
No, I don't think it's been replaced. I think goth is alive and well. I just think emo and scene are like subgenres of goth. That's why the similarities exist.
I've
With
heard that
like
a lot.
the hair and like the clothing's all black. There are like some subtle differences, like the music and the just their outlook on life and the way they carry themselves. But outside of that, no, dude, I see tons of YouTubers, like females and males, doing goth on YouTube. So I think goth is alive and well, personally.
I could see that. My thought process behind it was because, like I said, I grew up about that time, and I wanted to be considered goth so bad, but no matter what I did, I always got compared to those other subgenres that you mentioned.
Oh,
And
that's so frustrating as a goth, dude. I get that.
and that's why I asked because I imagine you've probably dealt with that same thing, and that's why because I mean I feel like it isn't necessarily dead. It's just because of how people are nowadays, the mainstream being emo and scene and that kind of deal. It was goth got pushed out of the limelight and is now this kind of the cousin who keep under the floorboards.
Which is fine by me.
Yeah.
No, I'm reminded of that episode of South Park where like the goths versus the emos, and like everyone keeps calling them emo, and they get so pissed. They're like, "We're not freaking emo."
God. I'm being dumb. Don't mind me.
You're good. I love that episode. The goth kids in South Park rock, dude.
Well, you brought up your guitar playing earlier, and I had some questions along that. You took the first one out for me when you started playing, but do you remember what it was that actually inspired you to pick that up?
Well, growing up, I've always been inclined with music and just trying different instruments. And like when I was a kid in junior high back in the day, if you wanted to get chicks, man, get a guitar, right? So I got a guitar to pick up chicks, and chicks didn't really get into me that much. So guitar became a sense for therapeutic and stress relief. If I had a bad day at school, I go into my room, jam on my guitar for a couple hours, and I feel better.
I feel that. I feel that. Now you always hear the story about the tool sitting on the he's in the park. He's by the tree. He's playing his guitar. The girls just yeah. I get this. See, I took the hard route though. I play bass.
Yeah, buddy.
No, nobody cares about the bass player. That's heartbreaking stuff. But I know over the course because you've been on YouTube how long now? I thought it was 10 years, but I think it's been longer than that, right?
Well over 10 years, yeah.
So when you started it, I know you played a lot and you talked a lot about becoming a rock star, and as you progressed, you started to play on YouTube more. Did you ever decide that it would be easier to be a YouTube star, and like kind of push the rock star idea to the side, or are you trying to use your YouTube to make your dreams you had when you were younger be fulfilled?
The second one. I'm using my YouTube to like further my career and put myself out there, and people check out my videos and my guitar playing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's see here. My apologies. Okay, so this is kind of a change in gears, but it's nothing too hectic. I want to talk about your past a little bit more, but I want to talk about the people from it. You've had a lot of people come in and out of your life over the course of you being on YouTube. We've met a lot of characters watching you. Are there any that you met in school that carried over into today, like people you talk to on the regular, or even just occasionally be like, "Hey, what's up?" And can you tell us about them?
Yeah, my buddy Marshall Peterson. I went to high school with him. He's a cool dude. He's what you call special needs, but I haven't talked to him in years. And out of nowhere, I contacted his mom on Facebook, and she gave me his number, and he's doing good for himself.
That's what's up. That's what's up indeed. So, did you have? Because I know school was rough. School was generally rough for everybody because kids
Right.
fucking suck. Uh, but did you have? Yeah, because I asked you if there was anybody who carried over. Did you have a best friend in school? Like, do you have that one person you remember being, there all the time? That person you could call on, even though y'all were in school, y'all felt like y'all'd always be friends. And did that ring true, or is that the same person you just mentioned?
I had a couple of those. Yeah, my buddy Michael Bierke. He's a cool dude.
Do
We
you?
do some shit together. I tell you what.
I was gonna say, do you have any anecdotal stories you'd mind sharing with us?
I remember when I was a kid in junior high, I got to squeeze my first pair of boobs. That made me happy. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I kind of wanna ask. I kind of wanna ask to tell about it, but I'll leave that for another time. We'll touch on that another day. Uh, so yeah, did you say you? Because sorry, tripping over myself. Josh, can you tell I'm nervous?
Now you're,
Uh, do you still keep in contact with him? That's what I meant to ask.
yes, I do. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook.
Rock on, rock on. Oh, well, let's see here. We've touched on school. We've touched on music. So I guess really the only thing we can move on to from here is well, where you are now, like how you've gotten from YouTube. Gosh, exactly how long have you been doing YouTube? I need to know because I keep saying well over 10 years, but I need to know exactly. Can you tell me that?
I don't know how long I've been on YouTube, man. I've been doing this for so long that I practically lost track of time. It's just out the window, you know.
I completely understand. That's why I was hoping I could ask. But no, you've changed a lot from then and now. Obviously, you've gotten into a lot. You've met a lot of people. What is it you feel like has changed the most for you from doing this for so long and dealing with the people you have? What do you feel like has changed the most, and what do you feel like is something that you've carried over, something you've always held on to, a character trait or something along those lines?
I think going to school and not letting the assholes get to me, I think that carried over with me to my YouTube. I've been so desensitized to bullying because of the school system that when I first dealt with it on YouTube, it kind of got to me, but I learned to just cope with it, you know.
I get that. I get that.
It doesn't bother me so much anymore. If anything, I laugh at these trolls now.
I mean, sometimes you just got to kill them with kindness. That's actually one of the reasons I wanted to sit down and talk with you because, as you know, I've already explained to you before, all I'm trying to do with this is, get your personal story out there so your fans and new people alike can see, the road you've come down, what you've gotten into, how you've gotten to where you are today. And I gotta say, I'm really glad you've decided to sit down and do this with me. I call the first one episode 0 because it's just kind of on the shelf. It was too hectic. We had some fun. We talked a bit. It was a good introduction for you and me. This is gonna be the first official video of Into the Snake Pit with King Cobra JFS, and I gotta say I'm really really excited to get into more with you. So I believe I had one more question. I have one more question before I end this video, and we discuss when we're going to set up the next one. Uh, oh, I had two questions because were there any character? You talked about dealing with the bullies. Was that the character trait that you carried forward, or does you feel is that the one that's changed the most from kid Josh to adult Josh?
A little bit of both, actually.
A little bit of
Like,
both.
yeah, it did carry over with me, but I feel like it's changed. Like, being bullied my entire life, I've been desensitized to it, so it doesn't faze me like it used to, you know?
I get that. Okay, there you go. You answered two questions with one answer. That's dope. So obviously, when we're kids, we have crazy aspirations.
Right.
We want to be astronauts. We want to be rock stars. We want to be tattoo artists. The list goes on.
Right.
What were the dreams that you had, Josh? Like I want to know. Not you don't got to tell me every little thing you wanted to do, but when you were a kid, assuming Rockstar isn't one of them, I know it is.
Or a
Uh,
professional rapper, one of the two.
oh, that's right. You are prone to busting some bars every now and again, aren't you? You haven't done that in
Yeah.
a while though.
Oh, yeah. I'd rap for my classmates in school. They'd come up to me and be like, Saunders, do a rap. And I'm like, about what? They'd pick a topic and I'd just go with it.
So I guess to generalize the question, if it was just the dream you had when you were a kid was to do something with music, that's all you knew from the jump that you wanted to be a musician.
Fuck yeah, dude.
See, that's sick though, because that also kind of pertains to the question I just asked, because it's something that you started when you were young, Josh. But here you are today, because you just told me you haven't given up your dreams of being a rock star yet. You still plan to make that happen.
One of these
So
days.
yeah, there's no reason to believe that from then and now that's changed, and I hope you do something with it, bro.
For sure.
But with that, I feel like that's a really good generalization. A quick intro into you. Some anecdotes about your past. Uh, if you don't mind, um, like I did for the last one, I wouldn't mind if you go ahead and sign us the fuck on out of here, bro.
All right. Yo, this is Josh Saunders, got the King Cobra, King Cobra JFS, and Robbie back at you with the Snake Pit interview.
That's what's
Take a
up.
bite out of boredom and have a watch. Subscribe to both our channels, baby. Yeah.
That's how you tell them, bro. I appreciate the fuck out of this, Josh. I can't wait to do the next.